Yeah. Not as easy as punch.
No, it's not. I better get another one of these right now.
Yeah.
I gotta stay wet. So our levels are good, so we better not touch it.
Yeah. Well, until we go off air, I guess.
Yeah,
Which one is that? Make sure you turn the right one off because
exactly.
yeah, I thought it was off.
Yeah,
over
I'm left,
there.
you're right.
Okay.
That should be easy enough for
All
us to
right,
remember.
got it. Left, right. Okay.
We better go, huh?
You want to start?
I think we should get going.
Okay.
Rick, are we ready? Okay, you give us a 5 countdown and we'll go. Good evening and welcome to Spirit Field in Surprise, Arizona. So glad you joined us here for this NAIA contest tonight between the Lyon Scots from Arkansas and your OUAZ Spirit. My name is James Poovey, along with my broadcast partner, Vince Delisio. Vince, this should be a great one here tonight from Spirit Field.
Man, I've been itching all week here, James, to get going with this game. I'm really excited because we've got a really aggressive defense coming in to play a high-powered offense, and so it's a great matchup on both sides of the ball. Unfortunately, both teams lost last week, both in the final drive, final minute of the game. Of course, Lyon losing that heartbreaker in overtime to Arizona Christian at home, and the Spirit last week, Panhandle State coming in and winning on that field goal as time expired.
Yeah, a heartbreaker for both teams last week, and they are both coming in here hungry this evening and ready to get things going. It's Military Appreciation Day tonight, so we've got a number of members of the military, probably from Luke Air Force Base, I would imagine, Vince,
Yes.
coming out to help with the coin toss tonight at midfield.
Beautiful seeing all these camis here. A lot of excitement here in the stadium. Looking off into the panoramic sunset here in the horizon and a beautiful metropolitan Phoenix. Nice, cool evening, about 90 degrees, a little cooler than last week. It's going to be a great night for football.
Yeah, it should be a great night here at Spirit Field. So glad you joined us here on the NAIA Network. We will step aside momentarily and come right back for the kickoff from Spirit Field in Surprise, back after this. And welcome back to Spirit Field here in Surprise. We're about ready for the kickoff of this one between the Lyon Scots and your OUAZ Spirit. Here's the kick. A short kick, fielded near the 30-yard line. Fair caught on the far side of the field that time. That's number 16 for the Lyon Scots, Josh Abel, 5'8", 160-pound sophomore on the special teams unit, making the fair catch there.
So I can go through the starting lineups if you like, James, there. Okay, here we go. So starting off for the Scots, quarterback tonight, we've got Spencer Childress, number 18. He's a sophomore. And actually what's unique about this Scots offense is they've got a three-pronged attack of quarterbacks. So you're going to see three quarterbacks tonight. Running backs, Jared Pomau and Titus Nelson, the fullback, big fullback, 5'11", 252. He's the leading rusher last year. Receiver, 15, Shaka Robinson. Jaquez Parker, big play receiver, number 3. Tight end, 88, Garrett Denton. Right tackle, Jake Fox. Right guard, Olashola Ayaji. Right guard, 62, number 70, the center, Andrew Maxwell in the middle. Left guard, 77, Clark Thornton, and left tackle, Tyler Vandenlingam.
Very good. That first pass there for Lyon swung out to the far side of the football field. Good for a 6-yard gain there for the Scots. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4 from their own 40-yard line. Number 18, Spencer Childress, gets the start tonight for the Lyon College Scots. The shotgun snap, he gives it on a stretch play, and a nice job coming up there for the OUAZ defense and making a stop. That's big number 97 there, clogging things up. Boo Tufano, the defensive lineman, he's a freshman, Vince. A nice play there for the defense.
Yeah, and defense definitely very solid. Got 95, Alima Collins, defensive end, had a monster game last week, 6'4", 240 junior. You had mentioned Boo Tufano, 97, the nose tackle. Defensive end, number 90, Alejon Tamplin, out of Phoenix, 6 foot, 255-pound freshman. Linebacker Kenneth Steele, number 1. Linebacker 22, Marcos Garcia.
Split backs beside Childress. He gives it, and right there he's accosted. That's number 95. You just talked about him. Alima Collins on the stop there for OUAZ. 3rd down and 1, and Lyon is unable to convert on the possession play.
Let's continue with that defense for OUAZ. So linebacker 31, Justin Barnett. The nickelbacker 44, Rylan Kanapau. We're going to be calling his name a lot tonight. Very aggressive player. Cornerback 15, Nate Johnson. Deshaun Holcomb, number 9, the strong safety, leading tackler on this Spirit team. Free safety number 6, Amari Burks, and cornerback David Jones Jr.
Number 19, Ignacio Gomez on to punt for Lyon. Back deep for the OUAZ Spirit, number 33, Shamar Moreland. He waves a fair catch hand up in the air at the 20-yard line, and that's where OUAZ will begin their drive.
Moreland's been a real nice, pleasant surprise for this OUAZ team. He does it all, kick return, punt return, leading in those categories for the team, as well as now even getting involved a little bit in the offense. So he's very electrifying running back. The kid can run. Local kid out of Betty Fairfax High School in Levine. We're going to be calling his name a lot tonight as well.
We are indeed, Vince. So here goes the Spirit on their first offensive drive of the evening. Split backs beside McCullough. The shotgun snap, he drops back, surveys the field, finds a man. It's Moreland on the crossing route. And a nice gain there for Shamar Moreland out to the 35-yard line. That will move the chains, and a 1st and 10 upcoming for the Spirit.
What I like about this Moreland kid is what he does after the catch. Yards after the catch. Just ran a real simple little drag route, came across the field, grabbed that ball, evaded a tackler, and got a couple more.
Trips to the near side here for McCullough. That's Marcellus Chester Riley in the backfield. They give it to Riley. He gets off the right-hand side, breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races, 40, 35, and he's brought down near the 30-yard line after a nice gain, number 24 on the tackle for Lyon. That is Jonathan Fabre, a 5'7", 154-pound defensive back, the sophomore from New Roads, Louisiana.
Had a chance to speak to Coach Crehan, Casey Crehan, who's in his first year here at Lyon in pregame, and he really talked up his defense. This is the strength of their team, so if the Spirit can get something going here today, it's going to be a long night for Lyon, but still early in the game. We expect Lyon to really answer back and solidify their front.
Yeah, they got a big defensive line up front there, Vince. The snap to McCullough, he gives it to Riley, and swallowed right near the line of scrimmage by number 94 is Marcellus Chester Riley. That's Kareem Warren on the tackle, the 5'9", 310-pound junior from Macon, Georgia, wreaking havoc there on the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for OUAZ. Trips to the near side. Riley in the backfield for the Spirit. McCullough changes the play at the line. Here's the snap. He looks, a shovel pass to Marcellus Chester Riley. He breaks into the open, and carries the ball down near the 15-yard line. What a nice gain, and they move the chains yet again, Vince.
You'll see a secondary play, a lot of man coverage tonight here by Lyon. It's what they do well. They match up. They play real tight, so receivers should have their work cut out for them tonight for the Spirit.
2-by-2 for McCullough. He's got the snap. He throws. He's got a man down near the end zone. A nice reception on that one, and that is number 11 for the Spirit. That's Ray Springer talking to Coach Nesbitt before the game tonight, and he said Ray Springer is emerging on this football team. Had a great week of practice for the Spirit. So here we go. 1st and goal, Ottawa. The handoff to Marcellus Chester-Riley. He takes it up the middle, and he's stopped by a host of tacklers there from Lyon College, but nonetheless got about a yard or two on that carry. That's going to bring up 2nd down and goal for OUAZ. They're in the pistol formation here for McCullough. One to the top and one to the near side. They fake the handoff to. They give it to Riley. He plows up the middle, and he's in it for the touchdown. Marcellus Chester-Riley plunges into the end zone for the Ottawa University Arizona Spirit.
Beautiful play. Simple inside zone stretch play. That's all it was. You give, you find your lane, and you're in. Now, surprisingly, and the strength of this defense here for Lyon is the defensive front, the line. 2 guys in particular we're going to be expected to be calling some names tonight is Mikhail Lewis, defensive end, 76. He's a freshman. And Ethan Skarmas, number 8. Expect some big things. And the night is long. We've got some drives coming up.
And we got a good one so far here. That kick by number 41, John Williams, is up through the uprights and good. The extra point is counted, and our score, OUAZ 7 and Lyon College 0. We'll step aside and be right back after this. Welcome back to Spirit Field here in Surprise. Our score, OUAZ on top of Lyon College, 7-0 on a nice run by number 25, Marcellus Chester-Riley. Back deep for Lyon is number 2, Demetrius Scott. And they kick it away from Scott, a short kick, fielded at the 31-yard line. And that's where Lyon will begin their drive. And a nice drive by the OUAZ Spirit, Vince.
Pre-game, we also had a chance to speak with a radio broadcaster for Lyon, Big Daddy Randy from 93KZLE.com. We said we'd give him a little plug if he fed us a little bit of information on the program.
And did he ever?
Really talked up the offense, particularly the receivers, the backfield, and the fact that this number 18 Childress, pretty exciting young quarterback.
One back in the backfield for Childress, the shotgun snap. He looks to the left-hand side. He's got a man near the sideline. Trying to haul that one in was number 15 on the far side of the field, Shaka Robinson, 5'10", 188-pound senior from San Diego, California, but he was unable to haul that one in. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for Lyon.
Offensive line for the Scots have been a little suspect so far this season, so they're just learning how to play together as a unit. We may see some breakdowns over the course of the evening. They're doing their best, but we'll see how this unfolds.
A design run that time. The give was to number 41 for Lyon. That's Gerald Pumau, 5'9", 212-pound senior. And he was running behind his pads on that one, Vince.
Yeah, Poovey is the guy for them. He's the guy that makes them go on the ground. Nelson last season was their leading rusher, but Nelson plays a support role. He's the fullback. He's a big hulk of a young man and should also be expected to get some carries tonight.
Here's the snap. Play fake. He swings it out to the near side, and right away he's belted by number 9, Deshaun Holcomb, coming up from his safety position. A nice job on the stick in the flat there for OUAZ, and they force another 4th down here on Lyon.
You know, they're playing with a little bit of a cushion. That's kind of been the secondary's MO this year, just giving up everything short in front. And when you get a running start at a receiver, that's bound to happen.
That was a great job, great form tackle there for Deshaun Holcomb. Made sure and got his man wrapped up and took him down. Back deep for OUAZ, it's number 33, Shamar Moreland. Waiting on the punt from Ignacio Gomez. Here it is, a nice spiraling kick. Moreland retreats to the OUAZ 21-yard line, and that's where the Spirit will start their drive, leading 7-0 here in the first quarter.
Let's run through a little bit of the lineup here for OUAZ. So obviously, the quarterback, Austin McCullough's coming back. Had a great game last week despite throwing 2 interceptions. Had 320 yards passing. You got Chester Riley in the backfield, Marcellus 25. Wide receiver, Jeremiah Graylock, Ronnie Martin, Ray Springer, and, of course, the big play guy, Brandon McLaughlin, who unfortunately was pretty quiet in the second half last week but had a monster of a first half, expecting big things.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 21. The snap to McCullough. He finds a man. It's number 8 on a crossing route that time. Jeremiah Graylock, just talking about him a moment ago. He hauls that one in and moves the chains very quickly for the Spirit.
Got to talk up that offensive line. Right tackle 74, Austin Lloyd. Right guard 72, Balin Redfern. Center 51, Tristan Shehorn. Left guard 58, Joseph Love. Left tackle 73, Tafiga Liaga.
The give to Moreland off the right-hand side. He eludes a tackler. A nice job of shifting to the side that time for Shamar Moreland, and a nice run there for the OUAZ Spirit.
So as we were saying about the Scots defense, so they play a 4-man front, a 4-2, 4-2-5. They play a lot of man-to-man right across the board in the secondary. So you see a lot of that. They'll be playing a lot of bump and run up tight and making those receivers for the Spirit really work for every single catch.
McCullough tried to connect with number 2, Brandon McLaughlin, on that play. Unfortunately, the ball falls incomplete. 3rd and 5 upcoming here for the Spirit. Trips to the near side. Moreland remains in the backfield to the side of McCullough. Here's the shotgun snap. He looks to throw. He's got protection. Swings it out to the near side, and the ball's incomplete. Jeremiah Graylock, the intended target. And that is going to force a 4th down for OUAZ, and a nice job on defense there for Lyon.
Well, nice job on defense, but at the same time, Graylock, if that ball hits your hands, you've got to bring it in. You have to. That's your job, and you have to do your job.
So back deep, looking for the OUAZ punt is number 23 for Lyon. That's Trey Hawkins, 5'8", 150-pound senior defensive back from Eisenhower High School in Houston. Fields that ball cleanly at the 15, comes to the near side, and a nice job on the pursuit there for the special teams unit of the Spirit. Leading the charge that time was number 29 for OUAZ, Jamal Rainey, 6'2", 205, out of Detroit, Michigan.
I talked to Big Daddy. I wanted to know exactly, the makeup of this team. And top to bottom, he said, there's a few core guys that are back from last year, but everything else is brand new, and they're still trying to find their identity. They're doing somewhat of a good job on defense, still trying to work the kinks out on offense. But even the coaching staff, everybody, top to bottom, brand new.
That's amazing. And they're looking pretty good here so far tonight, trailing 7-0, but they've had a couple of nice stands on OUAZ. A penalty flag on the field. That's going to be a procedure penalty, most likely. It is indeed confirmed a false start on Lyon. That'll back them up 5 and bring up a 1st and 15 from their own 15. make that 14, excuse me.
The matchup that is really intriguing tonight is defensive end Alima Collins, 95, on that right side, going up against left tackle number 50, Tyler Van Lindingham.
The pass is nearly completed on the far side of the football field. The intended target was number 15 for Lyon, Shaka Robinson, and in coverage that time, Javon Hogan. Great defensive position that time for the DB.
Yeah, definitely. Not allowing anybody behind him.
And you mentioned Alima Collins a minute ago. Great extension on that play as well, able to get in and fire into the chest of the offensive tackle.
Yeah, well, the challenge is going to be that first step. Alima comes off the ball as fast, if not faster, than most of the defensive ends in this league. Tyler, that left tackle's got to get his feet going and his hands set in order for there to be a chance for Childress to get the ball off.
A little inside screen that time. The intended target, number 2, Demetrius Scott for Lyon. It falls incomplete there. And you mentioned the left tackle for Lyon. He's got to be able to set those feet and stop that rush coming from Alima Collins.
Definitely.
Third down and 15 for the Scots. Trips to the top side of the field. The snap. He climbs the pocket, and he's under pressure, scrambles out of the pocket, and he's brought down there after he crosses the line of scrimmage, almost the original line of scrimmage. Number 7 in pursuit, David Jones Jr. for the OUAZ Spirit.
You'll see some line games going on with the defensive line, and unfortunately, Childress, or fortunately for the offense that time, Childress saw a lane when there was a little crisscross with the D line on that stunt and was able to take off and get a few yards.
Yeah, made something out of nothing that time, but unfortunately they still come up short. 4th down and about 8. On to punt is Gomez. Awaiting is number 33, once again, Shamar Moreland for the Spirit. A high spiraling kick. Moreland retreats. What a booming punt. It takes an OUAZ bounce, but a little bit too late. And that ball is going to be down there about the 21-yard line.
Special teams unit for Lyon. They've watched their film on Moreland. So
that was about a 60-yard punt, Vince.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They've watched film. They are trying not to put the ball in this young man's hands. So expect some big things if Shamar can just get a hold of that football.
Rest assured he'll set up a tiny bit deeper next time.
Yeah.
So here comes McCullough and the Spirit. 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line, leading 7-0 over Lyon. The give to Riley, and he picks up a couple. Takes it out to the 23-yard line. 2nd down and about 8 upcoming here for OUAZ. Riley checks out of the game. Shamar Moreland remains in the backfield for OUAZ. 2-by-2 formation on the outside. The snap to McCullough. He looks down the field. He's got a man, and a little bit too far on that one. The intended target, number 14, Ronnie Martin. And, wow, they'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, this is clear man coverage all the way. They are not giving a single inch to these receivers, so these guys are going to have to work all night. And sitting up here, now granted, armchair quarterback, I'd recommend a lot of short passing. The short passing game, they can make some things happen, but playing that tight, trying to allow the quarterback to have 4 to 5 seconds to throw is just not going to work.
Yeah, they are on him like glue here. McCullough rolls out of the pocket. He's pressured up the middle and completes the ball. That's number 81 on the reception there for OUAZ, Brandon Jones. Nice to see him get involved, but he took a shot on that one.
Yeah, just a quick little crossing route. Gets enough for the 1st down. Hopefully he can stand up here.
Looks like he's almost about to get up under his own power there. And good to see him up to his feet.
There you go.
Putting a little bit of weight on that ankle. But nice pressure that time from Lyon. They flushed the quarterback out, and he had to make something out of nothing there, but he was able to find Jones. You mentioned the short routes a little bit earlier, Vince, and those were successful in the first part of the quarter. Those little crossers, they should get back to that right away.
Cross, hitch, a little drag across the middle, especially with this defense playing man-to-man. And if they're bringing linebackers vacating the center of the field there, the center of the defense, it's going to give Spirit offense a lot of opportunity to really get that short passing game going. You just got to get the ball off really quick, and that offensive line has got to block.
They do indeed. They've been pretty good so far here this evening, providing a good amount of protection for McCullough. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the Spirit 34-yard line. Riley and Moreland flanked beside McCullough, who's in the shotgun. They flare Moreland out into the flat. He gets the call, and he takes a dive. But he is upended there. A nice defensive play from number 23, Trey Hawkins, for the Lyon Scots. How about that one? Almost dumped Moreland on his head there.
Yeah, that was just great anticipation by Mullins, or by Miller. Correction, I'm sorry. Hawkins. Apologize for that. By Hawkins. Good anticipation of the play. Just came right up out of nowhere and made a great tackle.
Moreland still in the backfield. Trips to the near side of the field. McCullough remains in the shotgun. The snap, he looks to throw. He's flushed out. He's under pressure. He eludes another tackler and heads to the sideline. And what a good job that time for Austin McCullough. Wow.
Yeah,
he broke about 3 tackles on that one, Vince.
Well, and that's the X factor in this game is McCullough's ability to scramble out of the pocket and run, and just run and run. So that's, unfortunately, that's a gamble that you make on defense if you play man-to-man and you take your eyes off the quarterback and just playing that receiver or playing that running back. Somebody has to account for the quarterback, and the quarterback can run in this case.
He can indeed, and he showed his nimbleness with his feet there. 3rd and 10, an important 3rd down here. 2-by-2 formation on the outside. Moreland in the backfield. And here comes the snap to McCullough. The give to Moreland, and it's open up the middle. And Shamar Moreland hits the gas, and he's loose for the 1st down and then some. 40, 35, and he's tackled finally. Shoestring tackle at the 30-yard line, but not before he picks up about 35 yards and an OUAZ 1st down.
I believe a couple of defensive drives of playing this man coverage, and then they're likely going to start backing off a little bit and start playing, quarters, maybe halves with those safeties, and just keeping their eye in that backfield. If not, things like that are going to happen.
Once again, OUAZ gives the call to Moreland. And he's stacked up right away that time. Number 94 was the first one in on that one. Kareem Warren, the junior defensive lineman, 5'9", 310, out of Macon, Georgia.
That's a lot of mass.
That's a lot of man out of Macon.
Yes.
2nd and 10 for the Spirit. An offset eye. They flank out Moreland. Here's the snap to McCullough. He tries to find a man over the middle.
That goes for 6.
Target,
he makes
number
that catch.
89.
Yep.
Kayvon Gardner, incomplete.
Yeah, that's a little skinny post right in the middle. It was wide open. He makes that catch. He has 6.
That was indeed 6 points. So a 3rd and 10 upcoming here for OUAZ. 2-by-2 on the outside. Moreland is in the backfield, flanked to the right of McCullough. McCullough checks the sideline. Here's the snap. He's got pressure. He throws. He's got a man. He elevates, and it's a touchdown on the far side of the football field. What a great job. That's number 2, Brandon McLaughlin, with an excellent amount of patience, and what a throw that time from number 10, Austin McCullough, to Brandon McLaughlin in the corner right near the pylon for the score.
Well, you put a 5'9 DB versus a 6'2", 6'3 receiver. That's going to happen every time, especially in man-to-man coverage and very little space in the quarter of the end zone. You're going to have problems, and your big play guy does just that. Players make plays.
What an outstanding reception that time for Brandon McLaughlin. And not a bad throw from Austin McCullough. That was a dandy. On for the kick. It's up and good. That's 41, John Williams. his second PAT of the night. And OUAZ out to a nice lead here in the first quarter of action. 14-0.
3 minutes and 16 seconds.
3 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock. And how about that pass, Vince? Excellent protection up front. McCullough able to set his feet. And he was under pressure, and he got out and he delivered a dandy.
Realistically, you can get 3 to 4 of those a game. And with a defense that's as stout as Lyon is, you can maybe rip off a couple of those in a game, but you've got to get your short passing game going. There's only so many times you can just lob it into the air and expect good things to happen, especially if they start playing double covers there. You have to get the short passing game. You've got to do some things different. You've got to continue trying to establish that running game as well, which they can do. The Spirit can definitely do that with Riley and Moreland. They've got that double-headed monster there in those two guys, and we'll see how Lyon responds.
Marcellus Chester Riley, a.k.a. Flash and Dash.
I like that nickname.
I like
it.
Yeah,
I
believe you coined that one,
I'm going to have
to
put a trademark on that one.
The kick fielded near the 30-yard line. He thinks about retreating and all of a sudden hits the gas, takes it out to the 35-yard line. That's where Lyon will begin their drive, trailing 14-0 here with a little over 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We'd like to remind you fans to make sure and interact with us tonight. If you're on Twitter, use the hashtag LCVSOUAZ and send us your comments and questions. And we'd like to hear from you in the viewing audience this evening.
Yeah, you're going to have to repeat that a few times because
I
think I just forgot what you just said.
It's LC for Lyon College, VS versus OUAZ. So LC versus OUAZ. Hit us up on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you tonight. The tight end goes in motion. Here's the sweep. He comes to the near side, and he is horse collar tackled there on the sideline. Number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. on the pursuit there for the Spirit.
That's a little suspect of a call. I mean, he grabbed the jersey, under the neckline. It's not like he hooked his hand down, but I could see where, from the official's vantage point, where that would have been a penalty. I don't know, James.
A little bit dicey. A little
bit dicey, but we'll get a few of those tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're obviously trying to keep player safety at a premium.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to let the guys play defense too. They're trying to secure the tackle.
Yeah, and the front's playing a little more aggressive. You got guys crowding the line of scrimmage there, anticipating the run. So expect a little more of that. Now we're playing off a little bit.
Single back behind Childress. Here's the shotgun snap. He swings it out to the near side. That's complete to number 3, Jaquez Parker, 5'11", 165-pound sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale.
Now, Lyon better account for that jersey number 1 across the field from them because he is going to end up doing this all night. He's coming through edge blitz unobstructed. Kenneth Steele Jr. unobstructed, just laid a shot on Childress just as he was releasing the ball. And I think that's his instruction for tonight is get through that line of scrimmage and just plant your face mask right in the middle of Childress's chest.
Yeah, he is indeed the quarterback player. Childress drives the football down the field. The intended target that time, number 2, Demetrius Scott. And he had a bit of a window there, tried to fit it in, but unable to haul it in was Scott. You mentioned Kenneth Steele Jr. He's made a great impact here thus far in the season for OUAZ, and he's going to be bringing it all night long. He's charged to spy that quarterback, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So 3rd and about 11 for the Scots. 2-by-2 on the outside. John Williams in the backfield.
Here comes Steele again.
And Steele in there for the pressure. They try to shovel it and make something happen. But you mentioned it, Kenneth Steele Jr. right in there in the face of the quarterback, disrupting the play.
Yeah, Childress was a little slow getting up after that last shot by Steele. And by no means is Steele a cheap shot artist. He's coming in clean and making a great football play.
Yeah, he is. Kenneth Steele Jr., 6 foot, 212-pound senior out of Tampa, Florida. He previously played at the University of North Alabama, and he does know how to play behind his pads and bring the lumber. So 4th down. Once again, Shamar Moreland counts him up as he is the deep back. And I'm not really sure what that's all about.
Illegal substitution call.
Illegal substitution or 12 men on the field, however you want to slice that one up. That's going to cost OUAZ 5 yards as they slide the Lions up 5. So 4th and 6 technically here for the Scots. In punt formation is Ethan Skarmus. The snap, the punt, and Moreland gets away as that one bounces into the end zone for the touchback. So OUAZ will take over at their own 20-yard line. They lead it 14-0. We'll step aside and be right back after this on the NAIA Network. Welcome back to Spirit Field here in Surprise. OUAZ on top of Lyon College, 14-0. 2nd down and 6 upcoming here for the Spirit.
James, I think we need to make a correction. So we've got some players from Lyon with double jersey numbers here. So that was number 8, Josh Sierra on the punt unit that
very good.
Called out earlier. So
McCullough looks to throw. He retreats and still swings it out to the far side. That one was intended for number 13, Rami Roundtree, but unable to connect. That's going to force a 3rd down possession play upcoming here for OUAZ. So they run him in and run him out here for the Spirit. They are in the pistol as Lyon tries to get adjusted as well. So here we go. 3rd and 6, the give. And that is to number 20, Vizcaya, for OUAZ. And unfortunately, a 4th down and long will be upcoming here for OUAZ. They lead it 14-0. .37 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. That is a dandy punt. Down, takes a OUAZ Spirit roll all the way down to the 4-yard line. What a dandy that time for OUAZ.
This will be outstanding field position. They forced the Scots way back deep, and they'll be starting from their 4-yard line. So they can make something happen here, meaning the Spirit defense.
Number 74 on the punt. That time, Austin. Oh, a 74-yard punt, excuse me. Outstanding job there for the special teams unit of OUAZ. So they've got Lyon here in a hole. They're going to begin this drive from their own 4-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Scots. 2-by-2 on the outside. And number 41, John Williams, is in the backfield. Here's the snap. He takes it. on a design draw play up to the 5-yard line. Picks up about 1.
That was running back was Jared Pumau, 41.
Pumau,
Yeah.
very good.
Yep.
And that will signify the end of the first quarter. Our score, OUAZ on top of Lyon, 14-0. So glad you joined us here from Spirit Field in Surprise. We'll step aside for this timeout and come right back to you with the second quarter of action on the NAIA Network. Welcome back to Spirit Field in Surprise. OUAZ on top of Lyon College after one quarter of action here from Spirit Field in Surprise. Vince, you got a couple of first quarter stats for us?
Not a lot going on this first quarter. I mean, the punters are the ones doing all the work. So for the Scots, you got Ignacio Gomez. He's got 3 punts, 138 yards, 46-yard average, a long of 57. And then for the Spirit, Austin Bond, 2 for 119, 59.5 average, with that last punt being 74 yards. So those are some outstanding punts. Aside from that, you got Brandon McLaughlin, big play receiver, 1 catch, 34 yards, and a touchdown.
Very good. And we start the second quarter with a timeout for Lyon College. So an interesting first quarter of action. It's been all OUAZ on the scoreboard.
Yeah, quarterback Austin McCullough, 6 of 12, 99 yards and a touchdown, and obviously that long of 31. Rushing, Chester Riley, 5 carries, 37 yards, 1 touchdown, a long of 32. And Shamar Moreland, 4 carries, 40 yards, pretty nice average at 9.2 yards per carry. So.
And how about that OUAZ defense? Lyon with a total of 22 yards of offense in the first quarter, while OUAZ has racked up 178 yards of offense here on the Scots.
Been a little rough defensively for the Scots, but expect them to shore it up just a little bit here in this second quarter. And I don't anticipate things coming quite as easy for the Spirit based on what we've seen and heard of this Scott defense.
So here's the snap to Childress. The play fake, he rolls out on the bootleg and has a man. A nice defense that time.
Beautiful play.
Number 9, Deshaun Holcomb. The intended target was number 3, and that's Jaquez Parker for the Lyon Scots.
Yeah, Parker's their big play guy, not only as a receiver but kick return as well. And that was a beautiful crossing route, a deep cross route across the field. And unfortunately for the offense, he had 2 defenders that were trailing him the whole time. But it was a well-executed boot run by Childress and just inches away from grabbing that ball. 3rd
and 9 here for Lyon. Childress gets the shotgun snap. Here comes pressure. He's flushed out and sacked in the end zone for the safety. That's number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr. Once again, free runner. He's getting in there and getting it done for the Spirit.
Yeah, they have to block him. He's coming unobstructed every single time, so they've got to put somebody on him or 2 people.
And they might have to put 2 on him because I don't know if one guy can block him. What a play that time for Kenneth Steele Jr., and they tack on 2 more as OUAZ now leads Lyon 16-0 just inside the first few moments of the second quarter.
I'm really curious to see these other two quarterbacks for Lyon, see if they get some snaps in the game. So far it's been all Childress, and we weren't expecting that based on our conversations in pregame. But I'm sure there's a method to the madness, and we'll start to see those other young men as well.
Oh, yeah, they'll get it short up here momentarily. So OUAZ had a great first quarter, and they continue to put points on the board here early in the second. As now, essentially, Lyon will get a free kick from their own 20-yard line. Looks like they've chosen to tee this one up. That's number 19 in there, Elisha Young. Oh, excuse me. Number 19 is Ignacio Gomez for Lyon. So here comes the kick, back deep for the Spirit, number 33, Shamar Moreland. They will be kicking it away from him. A high end-over-end kick. It's fielded near the 30-yard line, brought up the field, the 50, the 40. He's got a blocker. One man to beat. He stays to the outside. 5. Touchdown, Spirit. That is number 8 on the return, Jeremiah Graylock. And he showed a great burst of speed on that one, Vince.
That's, it's a matter of closing the fist. And when you're running a kickoff team, it's exactly that. You've got to stay in your lanes and account for everybody as you're running down the field while keeping equal spacing of the man next to you. And in that case, they let somebody kind of escape out the outside, and that's exactly what's going to happen every single time.
What a great job on that one there for the Ottawa Spirit. Jeremiah Graylock with an outstanding kick return, fielded at the 30-yard line. We'll get an official number on that. It's got to be near 70 yards on that kick return. The extra point is up and good. And OUAZ just continues to pour it on here from Spirit Field.
Welcome to the Sooner Athletic Conference.
No kidding, and a statement game here so far for OUAZ.
I think there's been a little bit of frustration here at, OUAZ wanting to obviously come out here and make a statement tonight because they've had these first couple of games, these league games, that after performing so well in that first that friendly with the team from Mexico and basically being indoctrinated into this conference, and they finally got it together and they're showing what they can do, and they are doing it.
They are doing it after a disappointing loss the last couple of weeks. You mentioned they have come out here tonight and left it all on the field so far. 23-0, the Spirit on top of the Scots.
Got a nice little crowd out here tonight, don't we, James?
Yeah, we do. A nice little crowd, a military appreciation night. We want to thank all of our troops and first responders for their service.
Waiting for the F-35 flyover.
Yeah, we requested that. We'll see if they get it done. Here's the return for Lyon. And the special teams unit for OUAZ strings that one very nicely. That was number 23 leading the charge for OUAZ, Blake Miller, the freshman for the Spirit.
Yeah, these guys take pride in everything they do, every component of this game. Offense, defense, and especially special teams. They're coached well and coached to do the little things right, and it's showing now.
Yeah, they are taking care of the details for sure. They are on top of this one, 23-0 here in the second quarter. So once again, it's Childress for Lyon. He's got 2 receivers up top, a wing back, and one more in the backfield. The shotgun snap. He looks to the near side, tries to get it to his open man. That's number 15, Shaka Robinson, the senior. And that one just a little bit too high, Vince.
Can't preach this enough, but that's a catch that you have to make. It's a simple out route, 5 yards turn around, the ball's there, and if it touches your hands, you got to bring it in, particularly when you've got an 8-yard to 10-yard cushion by that corner, number 12. And that's what it comes down to. You have to make those catches.
You got to make the catch. 2nd and 10 here for Lyon. 2-by-2 formation on the outside. The give. They try to get it off tackle, but right there's number 95 to string that one out. not losing contain. It's Alima Collins for the Spirit. What a great job keeping that contained and not letting nothing outside of him that time.
Yeah. What Coach Bethea, Mike Bethea, does with this defense is he'll stand up those ends. He'll put them in a three-point stance and a sprinter stance and tell them to go get the quarterback. He'll stand them up. The offensive linemen, the tackles that are playing on these ends are going to have fits all night. They've got to get their hands on them if they expect to do anything on offense.
Yeah, Alima Collins and Kenneth Steele Jr. providing outstanding edge pressure tonight for OUAZ. Here's the snap. The man in motion is number 12 for Lyon. He looks to throw. He's taking a shot down the field, and that one a little bit too much air underneath it. His intended target, number 2, Demetrius Scott. That's got to be a little bit more on a rope.
Yep, Demetrius, his nickname, he goes by Red Scott, and he's the big play guy on offense. He's their receiver that makes it happen for them, and when you contain him, it's going to be a long night for the offense.
The DBs are doing a great job tonight so far for OUAZ. They got great position, using that sideline to their advantage, and forcing another 4th down here for Lyon. Shamar Moreland eagerly awaiting this one as he's got plenty of field to work with here. OUAZ on top of Lyon 23-0. The kick fielded cleanly there at the 35-yard line by Shamar Moreland. And that's where OUAZ will take over, leading 23-0. $13-17 remaining here in the second quarter of action. Once again, fans, make sure and reach out to us on Twitter. Use the hashtag LCVSOUAZ. Hit us up with your comments and questions regarding the game. We love to read them on the air. Trips here to the near side. One receiver up top for the quarterback, Austin McCullough. He gives it to Marcellus Chester Riley, and he's got a bit of running room there out to about the 40-yard line before he's tripped up by number 36, David Knight, on the tackle there for the Scots.
Another great matchup I really like tonight on the offensive line is right tackle versus the left defensive end. You'll see the end playing way out wide. And, of course, that tackle, Austin Lloyd, gets hands on right inside and drives. Did a great job on the previous play, created a nice little running lane.
Yeah, quick hitter that time to Marcellus Chester Riley, but nice play there by number 94 on defense. Kareem Warren shutting that one down right away for Lyon. 3rd and about 8 upcoming here for OUAZ. And they empty it out. Oh, excuse me. They do not empty it out for McCullough. Riley remains in the backfield, trips up top as McCullough gets the play call in to his Spirit teammates. The shotgun snap, he's under pressure. He shoves with it to Marcellus Chester Riley, who's in the open field, makes a move on a man at the 50 and takes the ball out to the 45-yard line as they are now in Lyon territory. 1st and 10, Spirit.
Very strategic in that formation. They knew exactly what they were going to get from the defense, and they spread everybody out wide. They had one back in the middle. You got one linebacker to account for an awful fast running back, and you're off to the races. 1st down.
Outstanding chess match here. Credit to the OUAZ coaching staff. 1st and 10, Spirit. They swing it out to Chester Riley on the far side of the field, and he almost gets another 1st down. He's going to pick up 8 yards on that one. Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line of the Scots. And they are moving the chains here on Lyon College.
Big play defensive end that we were talking about earlier, number 8, left defensive end, Ethan Skarmas. Not a very big guy, but he's got a motor on him, and he's going to definitely keep old 74 on his toes. Lloyd.
McCullough with the pass intended for number 14 that time. He lost his headgear on that play. The intended target, Ronnie Martin for OUAZ.
Getting a little chippy down there, but it's a game. That's what happens.
You mentioned number 8, Ethan Skarmas, playing that wide 9 technique. He's having to force number 74 to retreat very quickly from his offensive tackle position. And as you mentioned, got to get those hands on that guy right away. Deep as the deepest and wide as the widest.
Look at how wide Skarma is now. This is outstanding. You see how wide this kid is. This left defensive end, number 8.
Skarmas. 3rd and 2. The play fake. He boots out and swings it to number 21 in the flat. That one's complete. Christopher Ewens on the reception there, 5'11", 215 out of Riverside, California.
Talking again about this Scott defense, I really like what they're doing with this man-to-man. It's, they're being strategic with it again. The offense has a good strategy. Defense coming back as well, but they're widening out those ends.
And that one's in for a touchdown.
Wow.
Nice job there. Austin McCullough connecting in the corner of the end zone to number 13, Rami Roundtree. And how about that one, Vince?
Just as I get done praising the defense on how well they're playing man-to-man, you get a breakdown in the secondary, and that's going to happen. You have two defensive backs on one receiver, and the receiver still makes a play.
What an outstanding job. McCullough connecting to Christopher Ewens. The extra point is up and good. And once again, OUAZ just getting it done here at Spirit Field tonight. They are on top of this one. 10:57 remaining in the second quarter. And we'll step aside and be right back with you on the NAIA Network. Welcome back to Spirit Field, and surprise, OUAZ on top of Lyon College, 30-0. Kick goes out of bounds. That'll be a procedure penalty on OUAZ. So we'll see where they spot this one. And if you're Lyon, what are you saying to your teammates right now? What are you trying to get these guys to do? Try to get them something going offensively.
Well, you can't say it was the trip because they flew here, so maybe they just weren't expecting what they're getting tonight. I mean, you spend a week game planning based on what you saw in the previous game, and players are going to be players. The key players in a game from one week to the next are fairly consistent, but it's the scheme that may change from week to week. So, again, I'm seeing the glass half full, and I believe that Lyon is still got a few things up their sleeves that they haven't shown yet that they will.
We shall see. The snap to Childress. He swings it to the far side. His intended target was number 3, Jaquez Parker, but unable to haul that one in. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Scots.
Yeah, and I am eagerly anticipating the debut of either number 8, Josh Sierra at quarterback, or Isaiah Bradford, number 5. Considering this, again, all 3 have played this season. Obviously, Childress getting the nod tonight, having the better arm. But, sometimes you dial it in. You got it one week, and you may not the next.
The snap to Childress, they give it. And heading up the middle on a design draw, that's number 32 for Lyon, Titus Nelson, 5'11", 252, Vince.
Yeah, this was the leading rusher from last season. Nelson is a big, bruising fullback, carried the load for them last year, and expect a lot of touches from him, and when he's not carrying the ball, he's doing a lot of blocking.
Looks like Craig Ironhead Hayward out there for the New Orleans Saints back in the day.
Exactly.
So here we go, 3rd and 8 upcoming for Lyon, 2x2 on the outside. And a big cushion on the near side here for the DBs. Childress throws down the middle, but great coverage there provided by number 24 for OUAZ. That's Aaron Mullins. And they forced the 4th down here for Lyon College.
Mullins was very, very close to being called for pass interference there. He's got the hands on the receiver, and that official was standing right in front of him, so he managed to play it off and get his hands off. But he did just enough damage to disrupt Red Scott's route, and incomplete pass as a result.
Yeah, credit to the OUAZ defense there, forcing the 4th down. And once again, Lyon will punt it away. Shamar Moreland awaits the return. A high booming punt. Fielded cleanly about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. And that's where OUAZ will get started here. On top of this one, 30-0. 9:59 remaining here in the second quarter of action. Here we go, 1st and 10, OUAZ from their own 20-yard line. The snap and the give.
Defensive end Skarmus just stood Mullins up, the right tackle, and Mullins has at least 4 to 5 inches and 50 pounds on him. It was a great play. Came through with a full head of steam and just got his hands under that chest plate and just drove him back. And unfortunately, the play came right underneath him and didn't have an opportunity to make a tackle. But this Skarmus is fast off the ball, and he's very strong.
He is impressive. He's got a great pad level as well. A throw to the far side of the football field. And that was McCullough trying to connect with Graylock over there. That one falls incomplete. 3rd and 8 upcoming here for OUAZ.
Again, ball hits your hands, you got to catch it. I mean, that's it. There's nothing, no secret to that.
So 3rd and 8 for OUAZ. Pressure on coming from Lyon College. And they try to get it over to number 20.
They tried a screen
Vizcaya.
there. Didn't have enough time. And, the thing it's a double-edged sword. With a screen, you're setting up as a lineman. You're setting up counting 1,001, 1,002, then going. And unfortunately, if the quarterback who's drifting back doesn't have enough time to see that running back and get the ball dumped off, play's going to fail. So it's got to be perfect timing, and we didn't have it on that play.
Yeah, they roll the dice on that one and unfortunately come up short. 4th down and 8. And what a punt once again for OUAZ. That took a heck of a bounce.
Yeah, unfortunately rolled into the end zone. I'm looking around. Are there any NFL scouts here tonight watching the punters play? I mean, these guys are just tearing off. And it's not like we're in in the Mile High City where the elevation, you got those balls sailing. But
right.
Yeah.
That
Austin
was
Bond.
Austin Bond. What a kick. The 6'4", 180-pound junior out of Erie, Pennsylvania. And he has got a leg. He did a little bit of time with the Buffaloes up at the University of Colorado in Folsom Field. So you mentioned the thin air in Denver. He's used to that.
Yeah.
And you think there was some thin air here tonight the way he's kicking that football.
I don't know. Maybe the balls have helium in them.
A 78-yard
punt
for Austin Bond. I can't wait to see his average at the end of this one tonight. 1st and 10 Lyon. They give it
It's that big fullback.
to the big man, number 32. And that's Titus Nelson, 5'11", 252, out of Zachary, Louisiana, excuse me.
Took 4 guys to bring him down.
No doubt. He is a load. I can't think of anything else but Craig Ironhead Hayward or maybe even Christian Okoye.
There's a name from the past. There you go.
2nd and 9 here for Lyon. 2-by-2 on the outside. The snap, and they give it once again up the middle. He runs over a defender just past the line of scrimmage.
Took 6 to bring him down that time.
A big head of steam that time for Titus Nelson. And he is about to move the chains here shortly for the Lyon Scots. So they're giving it to the big boy up the middle. And he is making them pay. 3rd and 3 upcoming here for Lyon. Trips to the far side. Nelson flanked to the right of Childress.
Bringing some pressure inside.
The pressure, they give it. And here he goes, rumbling up the near side of the football field. And what a job trying to step up there on number 12 for OUAZ. That's Mari DeBerry, 5'10".
Wow.
150 pounds. And let's just say he gave up a little bit to Titus Nelson, about 100 pounds,
yeah.
Vince.
Yeah, I'd say DeBerry drew the short straw on making that tackle that time. Nobody else was around, and yeah.
But to his credit, he stuck his helmet in there and tried to get it done.
Nelson
First
would
and
not
10
go
for
down.
Lyon from their own 41-yard line. Childress the snap, and they give it again to Titus Nelson. And they're going to pound the rock. And he picks up about 3 more there, Vince.
They could do this literally the rest of the evening, and I think they'll have more success than obviously than what they've been doing so far in the game. And this is why Nelson was the leading rusher last year. You just cannot bring this guy down with one guy.
And he's got the big guys up in front, paving the way. They're doing a good job as well, clearing out the holes. That couple plays ago, it was wide open over here for him to tote that rock. 2nd and 6 for Lyon. And they try to get a little wing formation going there, and nothing doing as Alima Collins, number 95, blows that play up before it even gets started.
Yeah, I think Titus Nelson's getting a little bit tired now, so they're substituting him out. They're bringing Jared Pomau in, so we'll see what happens now. We're coming up on 3rd down, so I think we're going to have to throw the ball.
We can see Titus Nelson as he's very near our press box here, and I tell you, I don't want to try to tackle him, Vince.
Yeah, no, he's clearly tired.
And he's bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah.
He might have got it there on that last play. 3rd and 8. And the pressure, Kenneth Steele Jr. unabated to the quarterback.
Oh, my God.
And he drops him in the backfield. And Childress is going to feel that one. Once again, number 1, Kenneth Steele Jr.
Oh,
just demolishing the play there for the Spirit.
Tyler Van Landingham is going to owe Childress a dinner or something after tonight's game because he just could not block Steele. Steele came through and just laid it on Childress. Oh.
Boy, that's credit to defensive coordinator Mike Bethay for OUAZ. They are running Steele in there at will. This punt takes a Lyon College bounce down around the 15-yard line where it will be picked up, and that's where OUAZ will begin their drive, leading this one 30-0 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll step aside momentarily and come right back to you after this on the NAIA Network. Here we go, 1st and 10. The snap to McCullough. He's got a man, and it's complete, and he's off to the races. That's number 11, Ray Springer down the near sideline. 10, 5, touchdown OUAZ.
Short passing game, that's all it is. Just simple crossing route, middle of the field, and he's off to the races.
He was indeed off to the races, had a host of blockers on that one, and showed his wheels once again to the Spirit faithful as he trailed down the near sideline, and there was no one catching him on that one.
Beautiful play.
So OUAZ extends their lead 84 yards on that scamper, and the connection there from McCullough. And that kick is up and good. So Ray Springer with an 84-yard touchdown pass from Austin McCullough. 4:36 remaining here, and OUAZ stretches the lead out 37-0 over the Lyon College Scots.
I think we need to see something a little bit different now from the Scots offensively. And, you know, it's unfortunate when you have to play with your back against a wall when the score is as lopsided as it is. You're out of your comfort zone a little bit. You're having to try new things. But we'll see what Coach Crehan dials up in this next series here. He's talking to his defense right now, trying to get this figured out.
We'll see if we get another dose of Titus Nelson, or if they try to air this ball out and try to get some points on the board.
Yep.
Back deep for Lyon, it's number 23, Trey Hawkins, and number 2, Red Scott. Scott gets the call on the far side of the football field and brings it out near the 35-yard line. It'll be spotted about the 34, actually. It'll be 1st and 10 Lyon as they trail OUAZ 37-0.
Teammates getting a little chippy on the Lyon bench here too, so
yeah, a little bit of infighting that never helps.
A little bit of the blame game, but once they get settled, start making a few plays, that'll quiet down quick. New quarterback in now, so what we're seeing is we've got number 8, Josh Sierra, the 5'10", 175-pound junior for the Scots. See what he can do.
Okay, Josh Sierra in at quarterback now for Lyon College. And right away we get a procedure penalty, delay of game. So they try to get that play call in a little bit quicker this time. As you mentioned, just about a full pack stands on the opposite side of the field for the OUAZ Spirit. 1st and 15 for Lyon. They give it on the cutback. Brings the ball out to the 32-yard line. That was number 41 on the tote for the Lyon Scots, Jared Puamau, 5'9", 212, out of San Bruno, California. Also played previously at the College of San Mateo. 2nd and 12 here for Lyon from their own 32-yard line. Twins to the near side. And play fake, they give it. And that's 41 on the tote. Again, Puamau for the Scots.
Love this 4-2-5 defense that Coach Bethia has assembled. He's got the right personalities, the right personnel playing the right positions. And what it does is, you're accounting for every receiver on the field, but you're not leaving the middle totally open. And also allowing a little bit of anonymity for those outside linebackers, defensive ends to do what they do. And that's why you see Kenneth Steele, having as much success as he is, as well as Alima Collins on the other side. So, great scheme.
Josh Sierra working that hard count for the Scots. He gets the shotgun snap, throws to the far side of the football field, and it's complete. Oh, they're saying he was out of bounds. The intended target that time, number 3, Jaquez Parker, the sophomore. unable to haul that one in for Lyon.
Sometimes these receivers get so concerned about trying to keep both feet in, and it's not the NFL. You just need to get that 1 foot down and don't worry about, both feet. And in this case, he was completely out of bounds. So just drag that 1 foot and you're in.
So once again, Lyon will punt it away here. And we can only think that they would punt it away from Shamar Moreland, who's back deep to receive for the Spirit. The pressure, the kick, it's a spiraling punt that lands out of bounds.
That one almost hit the snack bar.
Almost did. It'll be spotted, looks like right about the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Spirit as they are on top of this one, 37-0 with 2:46 remaining here in the first half.
Tell you what, this is the place to be tonight if you're an NFL team looking for a punter.
No kidding.
Sure. Yeah.
That ball
Both
has
teams.
been up above the lights a number of times here. And we're up high to begin with. And it's way over our heads. So here we go. OUAZ, 1st and 10 from their own 30. 3 receivers to the near side. And a procedure penalty. We'll wait for the confirmation. Indeed, that one is called on number 74, Austin Lloyd, 6'4", 270-pound freshman, and he's out of Fountain Hills High School, Vince.
Yeah, he's a local product, and I can tell you exactly why. He jumped. It's because he's lined up against Ethan Skarma, number 8, on that defensive end, that wide defensive end, so he's trying to get out there to block him.
Skarmas is coming out of that 4-point stance every time. Here we go, the snap to McCullough. He looks to throw, and no one home. Not sure if the receiver might have ran the wrong route.
Yeah, when you're that overthrown, it was the wrong route, and maybe there was a read based on how the corner was lined up playing tight that the receiver didn't catch. And in that situation, receivers got to take off down the field on that read and not run that little drag that he started running.
2nd and 15 upcoming here for the Spirit. 3-by-1 for McCullough. And Shamar Moreland flanks him to the right in the backfield. The snap, and it's a bobbled snap. Recovered that time. Looked like by the center, number 51, Tristan Shehorn. And Shehorn went to high school in Ironwood Ridge down in Tucson. 5'10", 255-pound sophomore.
He's not very big, but the coaching staff is really high on him. He's been the most consistent of all 5 of those linemen, so they've really liked Shehorn. Makes all the calls, all the assignments at the line of scrimmage, and he's been the most steady. Has a real nice shotgun snap as well.
And he has had to have mastered that, as most of the plays here for OUAZ are done out of the shotgun. McCullough lines up his troops. 3-by-1 formation on the outside. They look to the near side and swing it out to McLaughlin. He's got it near the 30. Makes a move on a tackler and is forced out of bounds there about the 35-yard line. Number 4 on the stop there for Lyon College, Stephen Benedict, 5'8", 172-pound safety out of Panama City, Florida.
I think these guys get it. You put the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and that's what they're trying to do tonight. So they're not wasting any snaps.
The snap to McCullough, and he's going to pooch it.
Quick kick, huh?
And that one touched there by Brandon McLaughlin at the 44-yard line. So that's where Lyon College will take over, trailing this one 37-0 to OUAZ.
I haven't seen a quick kick in 20 years.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
1:38 on the clock here in the first half.
This game's moving very fast tonight, James.
It is moving quickly. It's 8:15 local time. We started an hour and 15 minutes ago. I believe we started right on time, maybe a minute or two after 7 p.m. local. So Lyon will start this drive at their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Titus Nelson in the backfield. Tight bunch up top. And he swings it out, trying to complete that one to Demetrius Red Scott. And he was there, but the ball just a little overthrown.
Overthrown, yeah. Sierra is not known as the most accurate of the quarterbacks on this team, and actually Childress is the one that gets the nod there. But it was just an overthrown out route, and when the defense is giving you that much of a cushion, you got to dial it back as an offense and take those little short routes like they're trying to do, but you've got to put the ball in the receiver's hands. They've got a real chance here if they just start doing that, and these receivers have to step up and make those catches too.
Yeah, the plays are there. Childress in the shotgun. Nelson flanked to his right. Nelson gets the call up the middle, and with a head of steam, it's Titus Nelson taking the ball out to the 50-yard line for Lyon. And that's going to leave them about 4 yards to go for the first down. 2nd and 4 upcoming here for the Scots. Two by one, Nelson flanks Childress. And it looks like a free play as the hard count there, nicely done by Josh Sierra. And it drew the defensive line for OUAZ into the neutral zone, giving Lyon College essentially a free play with the penalty flag.
We may have pass interference down here as well.
Double fouls.
Yeah.
2 fouls on the play. Offside number 45, defense. That penalty is declined. Holding number 4, defense.
Yeah, there you go.
So a defensive holding penalty on number 4 for OUAZ. That's Javon Hogan in coverage there, drawing the penalty flag. Also an offsides infraction as well, but that one was declined. Nonetheless, moving the chains for Lyon. They're going to be 1st and 10 from the OUAZ 40-yard line.
The drive is still alive, James.
They're moving the chains, Vince. Nobody said it had to be pretty, right?
No.
1st and 10. Sierra with the shotgun snap. He's got protection up front. He swings it out to Scott. And unfortunately, that one was ruled out of bounds. Intended target was Scott on that one. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Lyon.
Again, the ball is a little high. Now, granted, the receiver caught it, but had that ball been right where it was supposed to be, he would have stayed in bounds. And you're throwing an out route. No one else is going to get to that ball. So just put the ball where it needs to be, a little bit lower, about chest level, and he'll make that catch. And you've got the first down.
2nd and 10 here for Sierra and the Scots. The shotgun snap. He's got a man on the out route that time.
There you go.
And complete to number 15 for Lyon. That's Shaka Robinson on the reception there for the Scots.
Same play. They could do that all night, literally. With the cushion that the defense is giving them, they can run out routes all night, and it'll be there. It'll be there. Now, granted, once they start playing up, then you run those seam routes. You run down the sideline and toss it up in the air, and you play catch with a Hail Mary.
Start getting that vertical passing game going.
That's
3rd and short here for Lyon. The snap and the give to Titus Nelson. He runs and plows ahead, carrying a host of tacklers with him, and he will once again move the chains for the Scots. 1st and 10 upcoming for Lyon.
Again, this offensive line is young. They're learning how to, beginning to gel, learning how to play together. But when you've got a back like Nelson, most good running backs, the offensive line is going to give them the first 3-4 yards. Nelson is pretty much doing it all himself right now.
1st and 10 Lyon from the OUAZ 30. Back to pass to Sierra. He's got a man.
Another one.
Complete. And on the near sideline, hauled in there about the 4-yard line. And what a nice job on the reception. That's number 12 for Lyon, Jarius Hoyle Anderson, a 5'7", 138-pound sophomore out of Memphis.
Yeah, that's a 15-yard crossing route, and that's about where that's the deepest pass you want to throw against this defense. And you have success. Now you're first and goal, chance for a touchdown. Put it in the hands of Nelson, see what he can do. I guarantee you he can get 3-4 yards on his own.
Yeah, they are knocking on the door here, and a very nice drive here for Lyon College. They're able to get off the schneid offensively, move the football down the field. And OUAZ defense is going to have to talk this one over here, as it'll be first and goal for Lyon from the Spirit 4-yard line.
Now, the other key is clock management. You got your 18 seconds left till half, so you've got to be very wary of that and manage the clock in these last couple snaps here. Don't waste any time. If you have to, step up and just down that ball, get the clock stopped.
So here we go, first and goal for Lyon from the OUAZ 4-yard line. Sierra in the shotgun, Nelson flanked to his right. The snap and the give to Titus Nelson, and a nice job that time coming up and making the stop, number 22, Marcos Garcia out of Pleasant Grove, Utah, 6 foot, 220-pound junior, making it happen there for the Spirit.
Well, we called it up here. We said Nelson was going to get the ball, and I think they knew it down there as well. So you had a couple of Spirit defenders step up and really help out on bringing Nelson down. So he gets about a yard on that play. We'll see what happens on this next play. We got a timeout here.
Second down and goal will be the next play for Lyon. Let's recognize the NAIA officiating crew here this evening. Our referee, Marcus Thornton. The umpire is Joel Hill. Our center judge, Jake Gustafson. The head linesman is Jack Kuntz. Rob Marks is our line judge. Mike Bressler is the back judge. DeJuan Groche is the side judge. And DJ June is our field judge. So second and goal upcoming here for Lyon as they try to get some points on the board here in Surprise, Arizona, just before the half. I formation behind Sierra. He is under center. The man in motion. They fake the handoff. They roll out to the right-hand side. He looks for a man in the corner and defended nicely. Number 7, David Jones Jr. on the deflection that time for OUAZ.
Simple corner route, corner of the end zone. Jones comes out of nowhere, bats that ball away. That's a great defensive play. Wasn't quite anticipating that boot by Sierra, but then again, sometimes those are things that you have to do to kind of catch the defense off guard.
Number 86, Dalton Poteet, the intended target for the Scots. 4 seconds remaining on the clock. Third and goal from the OUAZ 4-yard line. And it looks like they're going to set up and try to kick this one through.
Yeah, you got to get some kind of confidence going into at half, and I'll take 3 points any day.
Most definitely. Ignacio Gomez on the kick, the hold. The kick is up and through the uprights, and Lyon gets on the board with 3 points. And that will do it for the first half of action here from Spirit Field in Surprise. It's been all OUAZ until the final moments of the first half. And Lyon gets on the board with a field goal from number 19, Ignacio Gomez. We'll step aside. Halftime festivities coming your way. We'll be back just before the second half of action.
But what I would like to say is, you folks on Twitter, give us your feedback. Let us know, your thoughts on the game so far, just tweet us, say hello. Love to hear from you wherever you're at in the world.
Exactly. Wherever you're watching at tonight, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure and use that hashtag LCVS. OUAZ. It's LC for Lyon College versus OUAZ. LC vs. OUAZ. We'd love to hear from you this evening. Back for the second half of action after this on the NAIA Network.
Riley led 7 carries, 41 yards. Receiving, Chester Riley, 3 receptions, 41 yards. Austin McCullough, 12 of 22 for 258 yards in that first half with 3 touchdowns.
Impressive. And it's been tough sledding, as you mentioned, for Lyon College here in the first half against that OUAZ defense. So back deep to receive for the Spirit is number 33, Shamar Moreland, as well as number 8. And he's going to get the call here. Takes a strange bounce. Jeremiah Graylock fields it, and he is dropped right there by number 43. Excuse me, that was number 31 on the tackle for Lyon. That was Chris Reese coming up, the freshman there, and tattooing Jeremiah Graylock on that return.
Yeah, and just a reminder, that ball is live when it's rolling around on a kickoff. This is not a punt return where you can let it roll around and decide whether or not to walk away from it. You have to pick up that ball or you lose possession.
Yeah, a lot of times guys will forget that, but a very good point there. So OUAZ on top of this one, 37-3 as they begin their first drive of the second half from their own 25-yard line. It's McCullough, an offset pistol formation there. Riley gets the call up the middle, and a nice gain there for Marcellus Chester Riley. Taking the ball out to the 28-yard line. Number 49 on the stop that time for Lyon, Jacob Heinrich. He's a 6'2", 197-pound defensive lineman, a sophomore out of Frisco, Texas.
Heinrich's not even listed in the 2 deep, so they are definitely making some adjustments this half.
A low snap to McCullough. He gets it and tries to get the ball into his receiver, the intended target, number 89, Kayvon Gardner, 6'4", 195, out of Detroit. So 3rd and long upcoming here for OUAZ, as Lyon is putting on some defensive pressure here early in the second half.
Coming up with man coverage again.
A low snap once again, and McCullough fires the football down the near side. It's caught near the 40-yard line, and what a grab that time. Number 85 on the reception, Timothy Robinson, the 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Jacksonville, Florida. He spent a little time at Sacramento City College, and he was running down the near side of the football field and hauled that pass in from Austin McCullough for the Spirit first down.
Well, situation again, tall receiver, shorter corner, playing man coverage, throw that ball in the air.
The snap to McCullough, he throws to the right-hand side once again.
Simple out route.
And that is number 89, Kayvon Gardner, this time hauling that one in for the Spirit. They're moving the chains here.
Yeah.
2nd and about 2 for OUAZ. Trips to the near side. Riley is behind McCullough, who's in the shotgun for the Spirit. Barking out the signals is Austin McCullough. Here's the snap. A low snap again. He gets it. Throws to the end zone. It's complete. And number 2, Brandon McLaughlin is in for the Spirit touchdown.
Wow, amazing. Man-free coverage. You even had the free safety coming over to help on that route. And it was just, again, toss it up in the air and let your big play guy come down with it, and that's exactly what he does. This first drive, which is, it's a minute and 16 seconds old.
And credit to Austin McCullough as well, because almost every one of those snaps was at his shoelaces there, Vince.
Yeah, exactly. He is growing up very fast this season.
The snap, the hold, the kick is up and good. And number 41, John Williams, once again putting it through the uprights for the Spirit. And they extend their lead here with 13:44 remaining in the third quarter, 44-3 over the Lyon Scots.
If I were Coach Crehan right now, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that locker room because things were getting a little heated on the sideline here in the first half, trying to get things figured out. But I'd be pulling out every single play in the playbook that is unconventional and throwing it out, just kind of throwing it out, meaning throwing it out on the field, seeing what sticks. Kind of like, taking handful of pasta, throwing it against the wall, seeing what sticks, and whatever sticks is good. So,
Exactly. Give them everything but the kitchen sink and see
Yep.
what they can do with it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have very many more options than that, as you mentioned. Down 40-43 here early in the second half, and OUAZ comes right out and puts one on the board on you.
Yeah. Well,
So here we
we'll
go.
have a chance to see what they come out with, if it's going to be Childress at quarterback or Sierra.
Back deep for Lyon, Red Scott. They kick it away from him. And number 16 will field it for Lyon. That's Josh Abel, the sophomore wide receiver. And he did a little bit at Western Arizona Community College, Vince.
Arizona Western Junior College, they play for national championship about every other year. So
They
we're
do.
going to see number 5, Isaiah Bradford, come in at quarterback for the Scots.
So Bradford is going to get the call for Lyon College. They're going to start their drive.
Nope, correction, they're not. He went into the huddle, but it's Josh Sierra. So apologize, Josh Sierra, number 8.
Number 8, Josh Sierra at the helm for Lyon. Number 41 back there with him, Puamau for the Scots. 2-by-1 formation on the outside. The snap and the give to Puamau, and he is upended there nicely. Coming up to make that stop, Rylan Kunapau.
It's Rylan.
The linebacker,
Yep.
5'10", 190, out of Hawaii.
Rylan's the nickel back. He'll play on that number 3 receiver. He'll split the distance between the end man and the line of scrimmage and the receiver. He's like a hybrid linebacker. He's a thick kid, but he's got wheels. The kid can run, and he is a hitter.
And he does know how to hit. He keeps his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage and did a great job of dropping the ball carrier that time for Lyon. So 2nd and 11 after that tackle for a loss there for OUAZ. The snap to Sierra. The give is to Titus Nelson. He puts his head down.
Looks like a scrum out there. You got six red jerseys trying to bring down the one white.
Reminds me of Jerome Bettis as well. He used to just carry
you go.
pile after pile after pile for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Titus Nelson on the carry there brings up 3rd down and 6 for Lyon. Sierra getting the call from his sideline. Titus Nelson checks the play on the wristband. A tight bunch on the far side of the field. They split it out wide here on the near side. Nelson flanked to the left of Sierra.
Bring
The
him
shotgun
backers.
snap. The pressure comes, and they find the man. It's number 2, Demetrius Scott, but met immediately by the OUAZ defense, and that's number 95, Alima Collins, on the stop there for the Spirit.
That was a quick little dump pass, and that was called at the line of scrimmage. When they anticipated the pressure, that linebacker blitz inside, they just replaced his area that he vacated with the receiver. Receiver caught the ball right away. You get 3-4 yards.
Nice play call there for Lyon. They move the chains 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Make that 35-yard line. Trips to the near side. The give to Nelson, and he is stopped immediately. Making first contact that time for the Spirit is number 90, Elijah Tamplin. First time we've called his name tonight, a local guy out of McClintock High School in Tempe.
Yeah, he's been a little quiet tonight, but you had some other players step up in the process, most notably those 2 defensive ends, Collins and Steele, on opposite ends there. So the bookends, if we can refer to them as, and they've been making plays all night, so great job. Showed a zone read on that last play, and I don't know if I could sell that as a quarterback when you've got Nelson running. You're just going to give it to him every single time.
Yeah, not a whole lot to read on that play there. 2nd and long here coming for the Scots. The shotgun snap. He looks to throw. Fires over the middle. It's caught by number 3, Jaquez Parker, but he's accosted right away by number 44 for the Spirit, Rylan Kainapuo. And that will bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Spirit defense not calling off the dogs tonight, so as they should not. I mean, it's early in the 3rd quarter, but they're hungry. They're definitely playing full throttle.
Left lane, hammer down for that OUAZ defense. 3rd and 4. The shotgun snap. He throws to the near side, and way too much air underneath that one. His intended target, Jacquez Parker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Scots.
Yeah, definite overthrow on that out route. But, again, you have to pick and choose your battles. You have 2 linebackers blitzing right in the middle, leaving the middle wide open. And the coaching staff from Lyon has to see that and make that adjustment, replace the middle with a receiver, and your minimum you have a 1st down, maximum you score a touchdown on that play.
So 19 on again, Ignacio Gomez to kick this one away for the Scots. A high end-over-end kick fielded at the 25-yard line cleanly by Shamar Moreland. So that's where OUAZ will begin their drive, leading this one 44-3. 9:58 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Here we go, OUAZ 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Riley flares out. McCullough with the quick hitter, and too much air under that one. The intended target on the outside, Rami Roundtree for the Spirit. 2nd down and long upcoming for OUAZ.
Starting to see the backs on both sides of the ball starting to flare a little bit more. So these running backs are running these little flare routes. And it'd be a good outlet, if we start seeing these quarterbacks recognize them and throw them the ball, let these backs do what they can do to get some yards. So,
in there as a safety valve concept.
Yeah.
Riley remains in the backfield, flanked to the right of McCullough. He gets the snap. He looks down the field, and he loses the football for a moment, but able to come up with it and gain a couple yards in the process is Austin McCullough. A heady play there, not to lose that one, Vince.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, it's funny because the football, I should say, shaped the way it is. You drop that thing on the ground, you don't know which way it's going to roll. Luckily, he got a nice little bounce, so it ended up back in his hands.
So, trips to the near side for the Spirit. Riley in the backfield to the left of McCullough. The shotgun snap, pressure up the middle. He finds an outlet. It's Marcellus Chester Riley, and flash and dash out near the line to gain, right about the 35, maybe going to be the 36-yard line, and he did indeed get the 1st down.
Yes, he did, and it's what they do well. It's a screenplay. We should see more of those, particularly when you're gaining 7 to 10 yards each time. You do that right down the field, pick and choose your battles, and get some nice little gains with that play.
So the Spirit come out in the pistol formation here. McCullough gets the snap. He reads and gives to Riley. Riley gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's forced out of bounds there near another Spirit 1st down, right about the 46-yard line of OUAZ.
Defensive line just getting a little bit tired now. You're seeing hands on hips, starting to huff and puff a little bit. Should be seeing some rotation there. These coaches do a great job of recognizing that and making these substitutions with the line. So.
Still a bit warm out here. 3rd quarter of action. It's 89 degrees in Surprise. McCullough play fake, and he tries to get the ball down the field.
It was a great play by the defender. That cornerback stepped up. That should have been a completion, should have been a 1st down based on momentum there, but receiver could not hold on to that ball.
Yeah, the intended target that time, number 88, DeMonte Williams. 6 foot, 210-pound freshman out of Casa Grande. So trips to the near side, 3rd and about 1 for OUAZ.
Look at how tight these defenders are playing across the board here, the secondary. This is clearly man coverage. You got a free safety deep, watching the quarterback.
He looks down the middle, throws to the far side of the field, reaching out and trying to haul it in that time. Once again was number 88, DeMonte Williams, but unable to do so on the far side. That'll bring up 4th and short for the Spirit.
I tell you what, McCullough just overthrew Williams, and had he just had that right in his hands, I mean, he'd have gone for 6. And this defense they're gambling. They're gambling a little bit playing this tight man coverage because, one step and you lose that receiver, he goes for 6. Now they're playing a little bit softer.
The give to Chester Riley, and he moves the chains once again for the OUAZ Spirit. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line for OUAZ. McCullough getting the play from the sideline. In a pistol formation yet again for OUAZ. 2-by-1 on the outside. The snap to McCullough. The bootleg. He's got a man wide open down the field. It's number 13 on the far side.
Wow.
That one hauled in there by Rami Roundtree. What a great offensive call there.
Well, he threw into double coverage, clearly. I'd have gone with the safety valve down low on the drag route, a little 10 yards deep, but he dialed it back and made a great play. Both sides, quarterback made a great throw, receiver made a great catch in double coverage.
And excellent protection up front from that offensive line as well. The snap to McCullough, the give to Riley, and he finds a little bit of room there before he's stopped by number 90 for Lyon College. That's Marcus Garza, a 5'10", 252-pound freshman out of Conroe, Texas, down near Houston.
Only you would know that.
I've been through Conroe many times.
There you go. You probably write a song about it. Huh?
I could, actually.
Okay.
2nd and 8 upcoming here for OUAZ. 2-by-1 on the outside. And they flare out that safety valve. It's Shamar Moreland.
Pick it up.
And that's a loose football. And Moreland retreats, and he is accosted there by a host of Lyon defenders. Leading the charge that time was number 33 for the Scots. And a huge loss there for OUAZ.
Well, and you had linebacker Sam Taylor, number 20, step up as well. They knew it was coming. They were right on him, right on Moreland. You had 3 guys, no fewer than 3 guys right on it. Moreland couldn't hold on to that ball. And in the meantime, while he's trying to figure out how to pick the thing up, they're on him, and luckily he recovers.
And that's a live football.
It is.
3rd and a country mile here for OUAZ. McCullough directing traffic down the field. He gets the ball to Shamar Moreland near the 35-yard line, but that's going to be way short of the line to gain by about 20 yards. And so we'll see what OUAZ does here.
I sense Moreland's going to be sitting in an ice bath after this game. He's taking a few shots tonight, but he's getting up every time, so he's playing great.
Yeah, he's taking a couple licks just on this drive alone. So 4th and 20 for OUAZ, and they appear to want to take a shot here.
Wow, going for it on 4th.
Trips to the near side. Riley is in the backfield for the Spirit. McCullough looks downfield, climbs the pocket, throws to the far side, and it's incomplete. His target, number 13, Rami Roundtree, was double covered that time. He tried to fit it into the window, but unable to do so.
Double, triple. You had a linebacker come back as well. Sam Taylor, that kid's got some wheels. He's not the biggest guy out there, but he can run in that linebacker position. And you're running plays, you're practicing your offense, and that's what the Spirit are doing at this point, going for it on 4th and 20, was it?
Taking a shot on 4th and 20. That's what you do when you're up 44-3 at home.
I guess so.
And so a turnover on downs, and Lyon College will take possession at their own 35-yard line, trailing, as I mentioned, 44-3 to the home Spirit.
Back with Josh Sierra, number 8.
Sierra and Titus Nelson flanking him to the right. Shotgun snap. They give it to Nelson, and he plows ahead for about 2 yards. Stopped on the play that time by number 94, Maverick Bradford. The kid from Antioch, California, 6'4", 225-pound junior.
think we're going to start to see this point in the game, you've got to start airing it out. You can't afford, as effective as a runner as Nelson is getting 3-4 yards at a clip. If you want to expect to have a chance, well, less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter, you've got to start throwing the ball more.
2nd and 8 here for the Scots. They empty it out for Sierra. He's under pressure and dropped in the backfield that time. Applying the pressure and coming up with the drop, number 45 for the Spirit, Christian Vavile.
Well, not only that, you've got cornerback Nate Johnson coming in, so you got a corner blitz that time. And when you're trying to block 6 guys with 5 linemen, makes it difficult. Someone's going to squirt through there, and in that case, it was Johnson and company on the sack.
Somebody's going to be a free runner on that play.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we had there. So 3rd and long here for the Scots. Nelson in the backfield behind Sierra. The shotgun snap, the give to Nelson on the stretch. And he swings it stretches it to the outside. And a nice job stringing that one out for the OUAZ defense.
I can't imagine they're going to punt on 4th down now. I mean, regardless of how far away from a first down we are, it's 4th and 11. And just as I say that, they bring out their punting unit.
And here comes number 19, Ignacio Gomez, on to kick this one away for the Scots.
Yeah, Gomez has been money tonight for the Scots, but at the same time, you got to dial it back and you got to take chances. If you're down by 40 some odd points, 41 points, you've got 4 downs. There's
everything's
no
4
ifs,
down
ands, or
territory.
buts. Yep.
Exactly. But they're going to kick this one away, and I bet Shamar Moreland would love to have a chance to return it. But with the hang time that Gomez is getting, he doesn't have very much time, Vince. They are well covered each time.
Well, let's see if the Spirit continue to play with their starting unit, which I expect them to do at least through this quarter. Let's see if there's any minor substitutions, whether it be 1 or 2 linemen here or there, maybe a back, maybe a couple of receivers. But we're staying with Austin McCullough, the quarterback.
So McCullough will once again get the nod for the Spirits. 3:04 remaining here in the third quarter from Spirit Field in Surprise. All Ottawa, University of Arizona, 44-3. McCullough is in the shotgun. Moreland gets the call. He brings it to the near side, and number 5 in there on the stop. Martavius Adams, the DB, coming up in run support there for the Scots. Two by two on the outside for McCullough. Shamar Moreland once again gets the handoff, a stutter step, avoids a tackle, and picks up a couple there for the Spirit. A nice job using his patience there for Shamar Moreland. 3rd and 6 upcoming here for the Spirit.
Second unit offensive line is in the game now. So, what you've got is, and this is great. I mean, you're taking your right tackle, Austin Lloyd. Had a brain
pressure
freeze
coming
for a
there from
there.
Lyon.
Lloyd is moving over to the left side.
And what a job that time, number 85 on the reception there for OUAZ, Timothy Robinson, refusing to go down in traffic, coming across on that quick slant route.
New center in the game, 52, Tyler Souza as well. So, yeah, they're playing with their second unit. They're getting reps. They need the snaps. So it gets old doing it in practice all the time against your guys. You like to, play against another team and get those guys out there so in case you need them down the road.
Exactly. There's no substitute for the live bullet action, and a lot of those younger underclassmen are going to get that opportunity here tonight. The punt, a beauty. Hangs in the air, trying to get it in that coffin corner down here in the corner. And a nice return out near the 25-yard line. That's 33 for the Scots. Peter Tuapoloto out of San Mateo, California, 6 foot, 250 pounds, bringing that ball up the field for the Scots.
Tell you what, it used to be back in the day, and when I say back in the day, back when we had leather helmets, you know, you had the offense, you had the defense, and then kind of all the cast-offs that you couldn't fit on either of those units. You put them on special teams, and you just said just go over there and just run downfield. There's a lot of pride in the special teams units on both sides of the ball tonight, both teams. So they're playing full throttle.
They are. They're going full blast. They're covering the kicks very well, and both these kickers are getting the ball high in the air. Plenty of hang time allowing them to do so.
Yes, they
so
are.
1st and 10 here for Lyon from their own 26. The snap, they turn and give the ball. And running to the outside with success is number 9, Joe Mahay, on the pronunciation there. A nice pickup of about 9 yards there on 1st down for the Scots.
Got some substitutions on the defense now as well. I've got a couple guys in the front that are out, and you take Ryland is now playing inside linebacker, so I'll see what he can do in there. 44. Got
the shotgun snap to Sierra. They give it once again to Mahay, and he takes on a tackler. He should have the first down there for the Lyon Scots, and he does indeed move the chains for Lyon College.
Not going to see too much gambling at this point in the game. You want to get your substitutions out there, clear the bench a little bit. You got 2 deep safeties now instead of 1. They're going to play it a little bit more conservatively just to get these kids some reps and get out of here with a win. That's the end of the quarter, James.
That's the end of the third. And credit to as well the number 23, Blake Miller, sticking his hat in there and stopping that running back Mahay on that last play. So after 3 quarters of action here from Spirit Field and Surprise, Ottawa University, Arizona on top 44-3 over the Lyon College Scots. We'll step aside, take a break, and be right back with you on the NAIA Network. Welcome back to Spirit Field and Surprise. My name is James Poovey, alongside my broadcast partner Vince Delisio, coming at you with the 4th quarter of action here from Spirit Field. Mahay on the carry for Lyon College, and he's got a big head of steam, taking the ball out near the 45-yard line, and he is making hay here for the Lyon College Scots.
Well, through 3 quarters, make no bones about it. I mean, rushing yards, the Spirit 24 attempts or carries, 87 yards, versus 28 attempts, carries 58 yards. But passing yards, Lyon, 47 yards passing through 3 quarters, Spirit, 373.
Yeah, an impressive showing here tonight from number 10, Austin McCullough, in complete command of the offense here this evening for the OUAZ Spirit.
It's not all big plays either. It's a lot of small things turning into big things.
A nice play fake carried out that time for Sierra. The give to number 32, Titus Nelson. He rumbles across midfield. And he's going to pick up another first down for Lyon College. That ball spotted at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 for the Scots. Just inside the 1st minute of action here in the 4th quarter. So glad you joined us here on the NAIA Network this evening. 1st and 10, Lyon. 2-by-2 on the outside. Nelson flanked to the right of Sierra. He drops back, throws to the near side, and too much air under that one. The intended target, number 15 for the Scots, Shaka Robinson. That one falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for Lyon College.
Free safety Aaron Mullins leads all players in tackles tonight with 8, 1 unassisted, 7 assisted. Great job there. Kenneth Steele playing that outside linebacker stand-up position there. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss.
2 sacks.
Kenneth
Impressive.
Steele. Outstanding.
Kenneth Steele Jr., once again, a defensive stalwart for the OUAZ Spirit. A tight bunch to the far side. A little wing T action. Mahe on the carry. He gets out to the original line of scrimmage and picks up a couple. And he's dropped on the outside that time by number 15, Nate Johnson, coming up in run support from his cornerback position. Personal foul assessed to Lyon College. A little bit of frustration setting in there, but it's going to be good for 15 yards.
Actually, that's
on OUAZ. My mistake.
Little chipping going on down there, but it happens. It happens, and sticks are moving.
They are moving indeed for Lyon. They're switching it up a little bit here in the pistol. Actually, split backs behind Sierra. And the give once again to Mahe. And number 91 in the middle, clogging it up that time for the Spirit. Nice job on the stop there, Robert Oriano, the freshman defensive lineman. 2nd and about 9 from the 32-yard line of OUAZ. Titus Nelson in the backfield with Josh Sierra. The shotgun snap and the give to Nelson. He's got a hole, and he's making some way out across the 20-yard line, and moving the chains again for the Scots is Titus Nelson.
I have my opinions. I was going to say, as I said earlier, these guys need to start throwing the ball. But when you've got a big bruising running back that's ripping off runs 7, 8, 10 yards a pop, that's just as effective, if not more so, than throwing. The only thing that's working against you is the clock, because that thing continues to move, and you can't get that time back.
1st and 10 here for Lyon from the OUAZ 19-yard line. Nelson remains in the backfield with Sierra. An A-gap blitz on for OUAZ. And it looks like they might have gotten there a little bit early, but no penalty flag on the play.
Nothing.
Timed that one very nicely.
Yes, it was. It would have been a free play anyway, but great job keeping their composure and running that play and making that catch.
And that was number 43 applying the A-gap pressure for OUAZ, Santiago Medina. 6', 230-pound junior out of Aurora, Colorado. So 2nd and about 3 for Lyon College. Mahe flanked to the right of the quarterback Sierra, who's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Now lined up behind is Mahe. The shotgun snap and the give to Mahe on the outside, and he plunges ahead. Gets across the 5-yard line to about the 4 before he's up into there by the OUAZ defense.
1st and goal.
1st down and goal upcoming for the Scots. They're going to give it right to Mahe once again.
Well, Nelson actually is in now. So
Nelson's in there. You're
there
right.
you go.
So here it is, the give to Nelson. He hurdles a defender, and he might have
Loses
coughed
the
it
ball.
up. He fumbled the ball right about the 4-yard line, and somehow Lyon College comes up with the recovery.
He's been steady all night. He's been protecting that ball, and, it only takes one, but they retain possession. So Nelson's coming out. Mahe's back in.
So Mahe checked into the game for the Scots. 2nd and goal upcoming here from the 4-yard line. Lyon College trails OUAZ 44-3. The shotgun snap, the toss to Mahe, and he is dropped in the backfield that time Nice defensive play for number 7, David Jones Jr. loses his headgear, but he makes sure
Great play.
and drops Mahi in the backfield.
Great play.
A tackle for a loss for the OUAZ defense.
The one thing that our defense is doing really well tonight is they're bringing these corners hard and fast right away. And they've been reacting. They have been proactive, not reactive, but proactive and coming up and making plays at the line of scrimmage all night.
So a loss of about 5 on that play there, provided by the OUAZ defense. It'll be 3rd and goal here for Lyon College. A tight bunch formation to the far side of the field. The snap to Sierra. He looks to find a man and couldn't complete the ball near the goal line. His intended target, number 2, Demetrius Scott.
It's Red Scott, big play guy. That's your clutch receiver right there. When you make a play on him, then it's going to be a long night.
And how about the coverage there from OUAZ on that one?
Great job. They were all over him.
So 4th and goal, they've got to do it here. Mahe in the backfield. Sierra tries to take a shot once again to the end zone.
Great play.
And great coverage once again from the OUAZ defense. The intended target once again was number 2, Red Scott.
Scott tries to run a simple little slant route there, and the linebacker on the play doesn't want anything to do with it. Steps up, disrupts it. Just an easy little slant.
Excellent coverage
Steps
that time.
up.
Excellent coverage. Nice job by OUAZ as Lyon was threatening on that play after a decent drive down the football field. But they are turned away by the OUAZ defense, and the Spirit take over on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 10, leading 44-3. The handoff, the give to Shamar Moreland, and he's breaking open. One man to beat. He's across midfield, 40, 30, 20. They're not going to get him. 10-5. Touchdown, Spirit. Shamar Moreland.
Tell you what,
We'll
if there
wait
was
on the official ruling. It's got to be about 90 yards on that tote.
Longest
91
run
yards.
in program history.
Wow.
Tell you what, if there wasn't a fence down there, he'd have kept running. He looked like he wasn't going to stop. Once he got outside the end zone there into the dirt behind the goalpost, he would have kept on running.
And look at the speed there, Vince, as we see the replay up here in the booth. No one was going to catch him on that one. He dips and rips off a 91-yard touchdown run for the Spirit.
Wow.
Shamar Moreland, the kick is up and good for the PAT. 9:04 remains on the clock here at Spirit Field after a 91-yard scamper from number 33, Shamar Moreland.
They show flashes of greatness. There are components of this offense that could do some really exciting things, and every once in a while, reality sets back in, and things don't quite work out, whether it be with a receiver missing a ball just by inches or an offensive lineman that just can't quite get his hands set in pass protection. But there is a foundation here for some really good things. And in this league, you have got to play nearly flawless week in and week out, play in and play out, as we saw from game number 2 at Langston, game number 3 last week, Panhandle State. I mean, these games are going to go typically down to the wire, with the exception of tonight, because the parity is just amazing between teams in the competition level. And there's very little margin for error.
Yes, that is indeed the case. And a credit as well to Lyon College. They're not going away quietly. They drove the football all the way down the field on that last drive, but unfortunately came up empty. And what can you say about Shamar Moreland? Just getting it done in the kicking game, the return game, and running the football for the Spirit. That ball fielded at the 25-yard line there by the Scots and brought up the field carrying a host of tacklers out across the 40, going to be spotted at the 41-yard line.
Red Scott's down. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. That is their star player for the Lyon College Scots. And he is down on the football field right now. So with the injury timeout, we'll step aside and come back to you on the NAIA Network back after this. And we're back. First down and 10 for Lyon from their own 41-yard line, trailing OUAZ 51-3. The handoff to Titus Nelson. He evades a couple of tacklers near the line of scrimmage. Picks up about 4 yards on the tote. Jamal Rainey on the stop for OUAZ. The 6'2", 205-pound junior out of Detroit, Michigan. 2nd and 6 upcoming here for Lyon College.
That's a pretty big safety right there.
That's a big safety. Nelson in the backfield. 2-by-1 on the outside for the Scots. The snap and the give to Nelson. He plows ahead right up the middle. And on the stop that time for OUAZ is number 91, Robert Oriano, making a nice play from his defensive line position. Third and 3 for the Scots. Mahe in the backfield. A high snap, the give to Mahe. He plows ahead, but he'll be short of the first down as the ball will be spotted down right about the 50-yard line. That's going to be 4th and 1 upcoming here for Lyon College. Fourth and about a yard for the Scots.
Yeah, I think we know what's coming here. Big 32.
32 up the middle, and indeed he gets the call and plows ahead for 1 and then some.
And he's still not down.
A gang tackle there by OUAZ. It took all of them to get down big number 32, Titus Nelson, as he picks up another first down for the Scots.
Well, and as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, Titus Nelson was their leading rusher last year, and it had a lot to do with Jared Pumau being injured, but I'm not so sure if something's going on with Pumau tonight with Titus getting all of these carries and then Mahi being in the game. So we have not seen Pumau this second half.
Yeah,
I don't recall seeing him even early in the second half.
Yeah, it's been Mahi getting the call when it was not Titus Nelson. 1st and 10 here for Lyon. They give it to Mahi, and he picks up about 3.5, maybe 4 yards on the dive. A little extracurricular activity on the outside of the football field there. Number 5 for OUAZ and 86 for Lyon College mixing it up on the far side of the field. A gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 upcoming here for the Scots.
Well, you talk about some bright spots, as a coaching staff when you're breaking this film down, meaning the Lyon staff, and credit has to go to Nelson. He's been very consistent tonight, doing what he does best and just rumbling and tumbling for a couple of yards at a clip, 7 to 9 at times. You've got some other bright spots defensively. Defensive end. Skarmus,
yeah,
Ethan
number
Skarmus, yeah. And so you've got some great takeaways going into the rest of the season in league play, and obviously your punter's done a heck of a job as well.
Outstanding job
so,
tonight.
We got to bottle up this air and send it back to some of these other schools to help them out. But this has been quite the venue for the kicking game.
Yes, it has indeed. 3rd down and about 3 upcoming here for Lyon. 2-by-1 on the outside. Titus Nelson remains in the backfield, flanked to the left of Josh Sierra. Sierra reads and gives to Nelson. He gets about a yard. And once again, 4th down upcoming for Lyon College. 4:35 and counting remaining here in the ball game. OUAZ on top of this one, 51-3. 4th and 2 upcoming here for the Scots. They're going to bring Nelson out and bring in Mahe, excuse me. Here's the snap. The give to Mahe. He finds a hole and explodes forward for a Lyon College 1st down. That one's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Scots. Just under 4 minutes remaining here in the contest.
Well, at this point, obviously you're just more or less getting a look at other guys. I'd say bring in the other quarterback. Let's get a look at him. Let's look at Bradford, see what he can do.
1st and 10 for Lyon. Sierra kicks his foot, sends the man in motion across the formation. The shotgun snap, the give to Mahe. He tries to bring it back inside. A nice job keeping outside contained that time for OUAZ. Number 5 leading the charge on the outside, Dijon Wilson from his linebacker position. Second and 10 for the Scots.
Just inside 3 minutes left, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Clock still running.
The give to Nelson, and he plunges forward across the 30, almost to the 25, nearly picking up another 1st down for Lyon College. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. As the clock continues to run here at Spirit Field. 3rd down and 3 yards upcoming for Lyon. The give to Nelson. He plunges forward. And he's hard to bring down. He keeps those legs churning and moves the chains once again for the Scots. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the ballgame from Spirit Field in Surprise. You're watching OUAZ football on the NAIA network. The Spirit will travel to Waxahachie, Texas next week to face the Southwestern Assemblies of God University.
Thank you for saying the name of that town, James, because I'd have never been able to get it. I'm just an Arizona kid, so.
Waxahachie.
Yeah. Where in Texas are you from?
I'm from Dallas, about 55 miles from Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
Nice job strung out there by the OUAZ defense. And that's number 45 for the Spirit, Christian Vivile, making a play from his linebacker position.
Yeah, Vivile came in relief of Collins on that defensive end outside linebacker spot, and he's got a motor on him. He's just, you only have 11 players on the defense, so unfortunately he's a second-team guy, but still gets some snaps.
They do have some good depth here on the defensive line for Coach David Mosley. 2nd and long for Lyon. They give it to Mahe, and he is met immediately on the outside that time. A nice defensive play there for number 29 of the Spirit. That's Jamal Rainey coming and making another play there for OUAZ. 25 seconds remaining on this one. And the clock is in motion, just under 20 seconds. So this could be the last play of the game for the Scots. Third and 10. Sierra drops back. He finds a man, and he's got him for the touchdown. That's number 16 on the reception for Lyon College. That's Josh Abel in the waning seconds of this one. So Lyon College punches one in on the final play of the ball game. We've got the point after touchdown pending. And they're going to go for two. The snap to Sierra. He throws it out to the right. He's got a man. It's Red Scott, and he's in for the two-point conversion. And so that's how this one will end. Our final score, OUAZ 51 and Lyon College 11. We're going to take a brief timeout. We'll have Big Daddy Randy from 93KZLE.com in Batesville, Arkansas. He's going to come get on the headset with us here very momentarily. Our final score, once again, OUAZ 51, Lyon College 11. Back after this for some post-game wrap-up.